All right, today's podcast, I sit down again with Cyndi Williams, and we talk about the market in 2024, what we can be expecting. It was just her birthday, so I pulled her away in her birthday celebrations. You really want to listen to this one because if you're interested as an investor, a developer, just a regular home buyer, or even a seller, you're going to want to hear the insights that Cyndi has to give. Take a listen. Cyndi Williams, we're back at it again.
Hey, Nick.
It was nice seeing you at the award ceremony.
Thank you for inviting me to the award ceremony.
I got you away from one of your listings.
You did. You got me out of photo shoot today. Thank you.
But you weren't actually in the photos. You were photoing the progress of one of your listings.
That's correct. That's how I got out of it.
Which listing were you doing?
One of my favorites, Vistasol in Cerritos. Yeah.
How are things going over there?
I think it's amazing. I think we have 2 more units to sell, and I'm racking my brain why they haven't sold yet. And I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that maybe people are afraid because the price point probably seems unrealistic for what we're actually delivering.
What is the price point?
$329.
And what is a $329 home getting you?
It's getting you a single family detached home with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Didn't they start as 2 bedrooms?
Yeah, they did. Remember, we found another bedroom.
That's right.
That was so cool.
How do you find a bathroom? How do you find a bedroom in a house?
I don't know how we did it, but I always have these dreams where I'm finding more rooms in houses and stuff, and it's so exciting, and then it really happened. So we just walked in, and they had redesigned the staircase from an open space that they were using for like storage bodega outside, and I walked in, and I'm like, well, this is too big. And I'm like, just put a roof on it.
Yeah.
And so we put a roof on it.
You know, I was at the Pedregal at one of our projects, Monte Luna, 3 weeks ago, and the end unit, what is the O3 unit, it's at the end of the hallway. And no one will access that hallway, right? And so the front door is turned like this way, right?
Uh-huh.
And imagine you're walking down the hallway, that's the end of the hallway, the wall. And there's this dead space that no one's going to use, no one's going to walk down. I said to the developer, why don't you instead put the door right here, close that off, and the owner of the O3 unit gets an extra 100 square feet. That 100 square feet is an at-home office.
Exactly. 100 square feet's a lot when you're dealing with construction, right? And dead space is a waste of money.
Yeah, and so it's usable space. You could actually charge more for a unit. And actually, that's what you did, right? Didn't you raise the prices?
I didn't, really.
You didn't?
We did it all simultaneously because we were at a $298 price point, but everything was an upgrade. And it was giving me a headache. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. At the same time we found the 3rd bedroom, which we really found, right? The same time we found that, I said, I just need to incorporate everything. So people think we raised the prices, but we really didn't. So we're at $329 straight up. It was all kind of at the same time.
All right. And there are still some upgrades at that price, right?
Really not much. If you want tile or granite, then that's an upgrade. And if you want the back patio with the pergola, otherwise the houses come with 3 pergolas, the side patio, the side pergola, and they come with, it's turning out beautiful too, is polished concrete, and the bathrooms are polished concrete with a tile inlay. Okay,
and these are 2-story homes, ocean views?
Yes. Now, not from your downstairs at $329, there's no way, right? But the 2nd floor has beautiful views depending on the location. The 3rd floor has 360.
That's a rooftop.
That's the rooftop. Yeah.
And you have 2 bedrooms on the 1st floor, kitchen, living area, and then the stairs going up to the 3rd bedroom.
Right. So the way we designed it was that was a guest house, a guest room, an office, a teenager's suite, or a lock-off rental. So that's why it was designed like that. One of our buyers is going to live on the 2nd floor and rent his whole 1st floor out.
But what about the kitchen? And
the kitchen? Well, the 2nd floor the standard model, which is just the bedroom and the bath and this big, beautiful covered patio, has an outdoor kitchen.
Okay. And you could enclose that, make it bigger for your own kitchen for the second level, a second kitchen?
Well, what we offer is an upgrade to a duplex, to a full-on duplex.
Okay.
So that unit would not have as large of an outdoor patio, but it would have its own kitchen and living room, like downstairs. So the kitchen's just a little bit smaller because we have a little bit of a setback.
And that second level then is exterior stair access.
Yes.
So you truly can have two independent units.
Yeah. Okay. That's why we designed it that way. So you could have a rental, or you could do Airbnb stuff if you want it. You could never stay there and have two apartments you could rent full time. Yeah.
And when are the first units being delivered?
Actually, the end of this month.
End of this month. So right now we're in February.
Yeah.
And so end of February, delivering the first units. And how many units, remind me, are in total?
12 units in the entire development, and we have 2 left to sell.
Community pool?
Yes.
What else? Community barbecue?
Yeah, community barbecue area, little covered palapa, barbecue, little kitchen, community, and then community pool on this side with the ocean views.
Okay. For those that don't know Cerritos, what are some of the things that people like about Cerritos?
Well, they like the quiet.
Yeah.
And I love the dirt roads. I know some people don't, but it's pretty much it's Cabo 30 years ago. So it's on its way to more services and things that are appealing to more people that need those services. Yeah. The beach is still quiet, although it's getting a little busier.
Right.
And it's the surfing capital. Plus, it's the only real swimmable beach on the Pacific side. So it's family oriented as well for kids and swimming, but surfing's the main thing.
Services to the property?
Yes, we have CFE, which would electric or hydro or whatever we call it. But yes, there's electric. Of course, all of Cerritos is trucked water. So, but we've got 100,000 liter cisterna.
Okay, for only 12 houses.
For only 12 houses, yeah. Right. And satellite for internet. And yeah, that's it.
What's impressive to me is that at $329, you still get a yard.
You get a beautiful yard. That's what blew our mind, is how once we site it, you're looking on paper and everything looks okay. Well, all of a sudden we start the first house and I'm like, that yard is beautiful.
Right.
I mean, it's nice enough that kids can enjoy it, or you can do your own jacuzzi or your own little pool out back.
Right. Are the 2 units available consecutive, like next door to each other? So they're separated?
Yeah.
Okay. And of the first units that are going to be delivered this month, how many still need to be built?
How many units still need to be built? 2.
2. Okay. Yeah. Those are the 2 that are still for sale?
And then the developer's holding 2.
Okay.
So those they'll build as soon as we finish selling them.
Okay. And what are you seeing trend-wise right now in Cerritos? There's been a huge condo boom.
Yeah.
A lot of the inexpensive lots have been snorked up. Did those 2 listings you had in Pescadero go under contract?
Which ones? The 2 lots that I just sold? We've got a lot of listings, actually. We have a lot of lots for sale all over the board price-wise. But we did just sell 2 on the Cerritos side. Okay. They just went under contract.
Price range, size?
They were 95.
Size of the lots? 2,000?
They were all 1,830 to 2,000.
Okay, about a half an acre.
Yeah. Right. But all my $50,000, $60,000 lots are long gone. And we're pushing 150 on about the average right now. Yeah.
A lot of our buyers or prospective buyers are looking for areas with the surfing beach. The dirt roads they don't mind because they like that more rustic outback living. Don't mind also not having all the services.
Right.
But it's nice that the electricity is there. What do you see in terms of the average demographic? Age, profession, nationality? Where are these people coming from?
That's
what are
a good question. It's kind of all over the board. Right now, I'd say we have a very slim Canadian market. And from what they tell me, it's just their dollar. if I say it's 329, they say, well, that's 425 to me. So the Canadian market has slowed down quite a bit for us, mostly Americans.
Right.
And few Mexican nationals, people maybe from the mainland looking around.
Right.
But I'd say the average buyer right now is pretty much American.
Some of our agents are reporting that they're going on a lot of tours, but they're not converting at the same rate that they did over the last couple of years. Are you finding the same?
You know what it is, as you and I both really know, is the market has calmed down and people are taking their time now. So the frenzy is over. They were realizing we had not much inventory, so people were just buying things up. Now I find that the market is taking its time. People are playing the market. It's like the stock market or craps when you're playing in Vegas. They're like, well, we don't feel the pressure. We don't feel the urgency to commit right now. We're going to keep looking.
Why do you think that changed? And when did it start changing for you?
I think, well, it started changing, last year. I think last year was slower than 2022 in the sense of urgency. It started December 27th, 2020. And I think that was just people in their minds breaking out and it had enough of COVID and all that.
Right.
And 2021 became an urgency because we were at a much lower price point across our board.
Right.
And then they started to see prices creeping up a little and things selling really quick. Because as you know, things don't sell really quick. I love when I get the phone call. Well, why has it been on the market for 4 months? I'm like, that's pretty good. What do you mean? Huh?
It doesn't sell in 1 week, 2 weeks?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I think they started to see things. They'd been watching them, which is what our clientele here does, second home market. They watch and they watch. Maybe there'll be a price reduction. I'll think about it. And I think that's what happened in 2021 was we better do something now. We better do something now as the prices were up. 2022, we wrote it out. 2023, we slowed down. And by the middle of 2023, which was last year, right? A year straight, we saw almost a lull. What the heck? Oh my gosh, July, what's going on?
That's more of our normal market we're used to here.
But through 2021 and 2022, no way.
Yeah.
I was like, if I don't get a break soon, this is not human, You can't do this. But now I feel our market's back to where it is and we all have a little breathing room. Yes, our prices have gone up significantly. You probably know this more.
Prices have gone up significantly. Last year, it was probably from 2022. 2023 saw, I would say, in many cases, like a 25% appreciation.
Right.
But we saw across the board 15%, I would say, less number of units go under contract.
Last year.
Yeah, 15 to 20%.
So sales volume was equal, but less number of units.
Exactly. And this year, I think what we've been seeing is continuation of 2023 so far. But the end of last year and the beginning of this year was very slow. The slowest ever. I
kept trying to explain to people, I know because my phone, it never stops. And when I have time to do my dishes, I'm like, this serious? That's how I judge everything. Oh my gosh, I have time to do my dishes right now. What's going on?
But what happened? You were on vacation which days in January?
I won't do it again. It was the worst vacation of my life. It was not a vacation.
January, it must have been the second week. Yeah,
I left the 12th and I returned on the 24th.
That's when it started picking back up.
Well, it started on the 12th for me.
Yeah.
On the way to the airport. Really? What?
Yeah. Multi-million-dollar listings getting multiple showing requests.
Yep.
Right.
Well, yeah. I was experiencing that, trying to set them up for on the road.
So you deal with a lot of developer parcels and work with developers both from the States and here locally. Where do you see opportunities for developers?
Well, they're going to have to roll the dice and take the chances. They're not going to get all the services and things that they want. And that's kind of what we've been facing along like the Pacific side. And Emma could speak more on behalf of the East Cape. But in the middle. Yep. In the middle, and then we're going this way.
Yeah.
So
middle geography wise?
Yes, geography wise. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that for you means what? What's in the middle?
Elias Calles, Magriño. And however, the new zoning map just came out, right?
The
new PDU. Mariana's been great on that. So we're still trying to decipher it and what it really means. But the way that I'm looking at it, a lot of the development parcels in the sense of larger home developments, big condo developments, hotels, we're not zoned for all of that right now.
I think that's the opportunity.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a change in government regulations, a PDU change, that's an opportunity because information is misunderstood, misinterpreted.
Right.
So as a buyer or a seller, if you can communicate and understand the changes and how it applies to a certain property, that's where the opportunity exists. Imperfect information is always where the opportunities are.
Exactly. But what I've witnessed is they're preserving the beach and the beachfront to like 2 levels. And then further back, like on the Cerritos map, further back along the mountains and stuff is where they've given the higher density.
Right.
So for the developers that want to develop beachfront condos and so forth, well, Cabo, that's where we all were. Then we started moving this way. I think it's going to be a while before the people start moving that way. But I think in between, I'm not seeing a huge amount of large development opportunities based on our current new zoning. Okay. Based on the current new PDU.
Land banking opportunities?
Yeah, land banking for sure.
So if you're a land banker, explain what a land banking investor is.
Well, they're just buying now for future returns. It's kind of like playing the stock market or something. They'll be investing with the idea of where the path of growth is going, where they think the path of growth will be, and it depends on their landhold. They could say, okay, I'm a 5-year landhold, a 10-year landhold. Right. What do you predict is going to happen in this area?
And where are those opportunities on the Pacific?
And I think there's still Cerritos right now.
Okay.
Really. Pescadero, not so much. They're really trying to preserve that a little bit more. But Cerritos. Yeah. We're still wide open spaces. Yeah.
The Elias Calles, Magriño areas also?
I really do think, Elias Calles and Magriño are kind of like our hidden little charm right now. Yeah. I hope nobody sees this and shoots me. The people in Magriño, they're going to go, shut up, Cyndi.
They want to keep it that way, right?
Yeah, but I see that's where it's at.
I was just with friends doing a Cactus ATV tour, and supposedly they're building a resort and zip linings from the highway all the way to the ocean, and you can see towers that they're building right now that are at least 7 stories high.
I'm trying to remember who that is. And then it's like, as you know, getting real information, accurate information is here. Like I keep getting phone calls that such and such happened. I'm like, no, it didn't. Trust me. Right. I represent it. Didn't happen.
Rumors.
Rumors. Yeah. And then there's people that, that's in the wrong area. But as far as I know, there's a large resort going in Magriño.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. So, and then I read in the Gringo Gazette yesterday in Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills is on fire.
Yeah, so I know, single family homes, but a resort.
Oh, yeah.
5 Diamonds.
Yep. Could have predicted that one for sure. All the people that kept passing on Rolling Hills, I'm like, that day will come, and I believe it's here now. Remember when it was so far out? Yeah. Oh my gosh, there was nothing in between and no lights.
Yeah. It's where you get propane filled.
Exactly. But it was dark and scary at night. Oh, now it's like the edge of town.
It is. It is.
It's the edge of town.
I remember hearing once upon a time, this preceded me, Marina Sol was on the outskirts. Yep. That's across the street from the marina.
Yep. Yeah, Marina Sol is sitting out there by itself. Well, where I'm at, up at Paloma, was the only thing ever on the hill up there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Such is life.
One of the things that people were asking me my predictions and where I see things going, and if we have price stability, are prices going to crash? Are they going to be going up? And I look at the cost of construction, replacement value. You cannot replace many of the houses, condos that are on the market or in construction. You just can't. And so when you can't replace it for what people are asking, the prices are stable.
And that's what changes our market a little bit too, in the sense that for a while, everybody was buying up lots. Now I'm seeing a shift towards people saying, I think I'll just look at something existing.
Right.
Matter of fact, first of the year, concrete went up, everything went up 12%. Concrete, rebar, block, so another 12% increase. You cannot build, I don't care what anybody, they want to argue with me, you cannot build a decent, I'm not even talking about custom, at least out in Cerritos area on the 2,000 square foot lots for under $300 a foot.
It's crazy.
And people forget they get this bid for a shell, but it doesn't include anything in it.
Right.
Yeah, and when you
swimming pool, landscaping,
all of it.
Right.
You know how much landscaping is and rocks are and all that? I do, because I'm building something right now.
Yeah.
I had to go get 2 light switches, $20 a piece. I'm like, huh?
Of course, if you're building at scale, you can drive the prices down, but those are typically the professionals. They do it for that. They're developers.
Sure.
And so they're building hundreds of units at a time. And of course, they're getting it for a lesser price. But for the individual home builder, they're stuck paying those exorbitant prices.
I remember when I moved here, it was like $60 a foot, and you could build yourself a nice little Mexican house. That's when we didn't have cupboards.
Yeah, everything open.
Yes,
right?
Open. And but $60 a foot, you could build yourself a beautiful little house. Oh, well, no, not anymore. But yes, prices are going up. So I see that driving the existing market.
Yeah.
That's why I don't see price decreases. We're a second home market. Unless the United States were to completely crash and burn, like at the 208 level, 2008 level, I see no reason for major price reductions in fire sales.
No, I actually predict the opposite. It's going to still appreciate throughout this year, 3 to 5%.
I believe you, and especially standing inventory.
Yep.
So,
and I wouldn't be surprised in some cases it go above that 5% appreciation this year. Because of the fact that a lot of our clients, they don't really care what they're paying or what they're going to sell it for in 5 years.
Right.
They want to use it now because our average age demographic is that 50 to 60-year-old range. And there's no time to waste.
No.
Right?
And I also don't see a supply and demand issue in the sense here, like in the States or whatever, certain neighborhoods, supply and demand. We keep replenishing the supply. So
I will challenge that with one exception, which is a big exception: new construction.
Right.
So new construction is coming onto the market at an alarming rate, and that's not being replenished. The resales, for sure.
Right.
And I think the opportunity for developers and buyers are to get new construction that just completed or just about to, like your Vistasol project.
Just
because they built it on prices a year ago or 2 years ago because they bought all the supplies. They can afford to charge a lower price. And so you as a buyer make out, as opposed to a project that's just getting off the ground.
Yep.
And it's going to have to charge a higher price because there's no business in it otherwise.
Well, another project we just had to put 12% on it. I'll tell you about it as soon as we're done.
Yeah.
But we just had to put 12% on it because we haven't started the construction on the back buildings. So I possibly predict a little bit of a slowdown in construction until we can get a balance, until we can get a hold on the peso exchange, the exchange rate, and the cost of goods.
Yep. When over 50% of our market in most of the towns in Baja is new construction, pre-construction, it's a different game than existing construction resales. Yeah. And so those, I think, are going to be, if you're an existing owner of a property and you price it right using a real estate professional, it's going to sell quickly.
And we have to start pricing things right. From when we had that incline, we were chasing that market. Yeah. It's time to get real on the market right now for sellers and everything as well. Change. That's real estate, constant change.
That's it. And so you're going to be moving to Cerritos now.
I am leaving Wednesday pretty much permanently.
Okay.
Well, I'll come back. I still have my house here, but I just don't want to stay there right now.
You don't want to do the commute twice a day.
I'm so tired of driving. I know it's a beautiful drive, but it's a waste of time.
Yeah. It really is.
For me, you know, it's just 3 hours I lose. People say it's only 1 hour. No, you got to get ready to go. You got to get there. You got, you know.
And there's more traffic and accidents, right?
And you can't judge your time anymore.
No.
Yeah, and you can't judge your time so much in Cabo. So it's
listen to us complain about traffic.
I know. I'm a wimp, though. I'm a traffic wimp. I gotta go. People are in my way.
Fantastic, Cyndi. Well, thanks for stopping by and telling us a little bit of what's happening in the market now in 2024. And happy selling.
Thank you.
All right. Until the next one. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronaval Real Estate and follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronaval. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronaval.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.